Let me shut this off here. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me just wait for this to, because I know there's a bit of a delay. Is that too bright? No, I guess it's just, I'm using my old phone, guys. I'm streaming with my old phone, not with my new one. My new one's charging up. All right, here we go. Bunch of women in bras. Okay. Now, oh no, I want to pop out my chat. How do I do that? Here we go. Pop out the chat. Hey, hey, hey. How's everybody doing? I'm going to open my window. It's quite hot in here. Oh, there's some wind kicking up. So, let me just clear the lens. It's Good Friday tomorrow. I'm right behind you, Linda. Trust me. Hey, let me say hi to everybody. If you want me to say hi back, say hi to me first so that it's in the chat and it's showing you're participating in the chat. And we can go from there. From Lake Tenkiller Harbor, Oklahoma. All right, let's pop this chat out, or let's actually pop out the participants. Hello, Barefoot Chickens. Aloha, Seashell. Donna Stafford, Freedom Sassy. Joe Mama. Lacey Black. Laura Higgins. Linda Bop. Hang on a second. Oh, no, it did it again. Hang on a second. Let me try that again. Where the heck did it all go? Oh, that breeze feels good. That breeze feels good. Okay, participants. Lacey Black, Linda Bob, Linda Willardson, Lori M, Mary Cook. I don't know why this won't let me go up any higher. There we go. Mary Cook, Mary Lindsay. Hey, Angie at Me and You Acres, Pammy, and Sherry Leach. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me pop out the chat. Back out. Oh, for God's sakes, there it is. All right, now I got to put on live chat. All right. Hi, Kathy Pinkstaff from Michigan. Donna Stafford. Mary Cook. So, we're getting our chicks tomorrow. Yay! Hi, it's Mary Beth, Rodney's wife, right. Robin Rose. Hello, hello, hello. Got a cold, but I'm still here. I had a cold last week. And it was rough because I didn't get to go see my grandbaby. But you can see by the cold sore on my lip that I just was run down and had a head cold. That's all there was to it. Only 10. Now I'm getting 5 broilers. Yes, those are the rapid growing, genetically engineered ones. They were genetically engineered back in the 70s and they've been trying to breed it out of them ever since. It doesn't really work. But I'm getting 5 of those and 5 heritage birds. I believe I'm getting 3 barred rocks and 2 black something or others. They're a dual purpose heritage bird. And I want to show folks what I'm talking about when I say these grow really, really fast. The problem with these broiler chickens is they do grow really fast. That day you were going to test your generator with your plant lights. You had to change the plans. Did your power go off? Yes, it went off and on 8 times yesterday. So I plugged in my plant lights today. I made sure it was charged up to 100. Plugged my plant lights in. And even with the fan off and the LED ones, it only gave me 2 hours. So it's obviously not something you're going to want to put a lot of power on, but this is why we're running these tests, right? We're going to be boiling sap this weekend. That thing's going to be, the solar panels are going to be standing on the tailgate of the truck, and we're going to be charging our phones and all kinds of fun stuff. So you're going to get a preview, another video on how it did on my plant lights, and we're getting an idea of what the capacity is. Hi, Jessie. How are you, sweetheart? Hi, Lori. So, yeah, I did it, but I'm not done putting it through its paces yet. But as it stands, we're hoping that it will be absolutely fine. for when we're at the races. Just fold out the solar panels. It's a place to keep our phones plugged in. Keep a kettle outside so I don't have to run in and out, all that stuff. And then I can sit outside all day, except when I have to go to the bathroom, right? So but tomorrow or this weekend at some point, we're going to put it through its paces, kind of, but it's going to be outside. And did I miss something? Hey, yeah, only 2 hours, but I figured that was like, I was pushing probably 300 watts, even though they were LED lights and fluorescents. I have a lot of lights. So I'm thinking we're gonna try it this weekend again on solar. And then we're going to, take it to the track and really put it through its paces. Set up the solar panels right on the roof of the coach. Right on the roof of the coach. And, tie them down because the sun goes right across. So the solar panels will constantly be. And then, keep it up and then just bring in the thing at night. And instead of, we'll run the generator to watch TV and have a shower and all that stuff. But when it comes time to go to bed, Howie's not going to have to run the generator to cool the place off for me in order for me to be able to sleep. Maybe black Australorps. I'm not sure. So we'll be able to bring that in. I'll be able to run a little fan and an LED light. Probably one of my clamp lights and LED light and my little fan and probably charge our phones. And then it'll be fine. The next day we just, plug it back into the solar panels and away we go, right? Hey, Willows! At the lake in Oklahoma, I like going down to the water and relax when I can. I wish I could too. Yeah, we're going to put it through its paces. Right? I did what I figured would be the hardest drain on that battery, and that was my plant lights. I've got 1, 2, 3, 26 watts LEDs. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 5 fluorescents. And I have the other LED, the one that folds out like this. Yeah, that's a lot. That's like probably 200-300 watts of energy. So, hey, Lisa from Texas. Hey, well, I'm glad you're here too, Willows. So I've got 3 decks of cards out, but I really can't shuffle well because we had this ice storm, and for 2 days before the ice storm, my rheumatoid arthritis got so bad. Like, you see this? This is as good as I can do. I can't, like, I could touch my baby finger this morning with this hand, but it was 2 days of hell. I could touch my baby finger with with my thumb this morning. Now I can't even, I could just barely, and it hurts. So I'm not really shuffling well. Well, yeah, and I went outside today and looked at my garden, my little winter sowing garden, and I shouldn't have stuck them in the snow. I mean, it was fine to stick them in the snow, but once the snow started melting, they started toppling over. Hey, Della! So I went out today and I stood 3 of them up and had a look at them to see what's going on. I left my plant starts for a week unattended, overwatered them, hope they make it. I knew when you repotted the starts, they would jump up. Yeah. Those peat pots, they're no good for anything but the compost now. And even then, I'd have my thoughts about that. Oh. I'm in a lot of pain, arthritis pain with my left hand. It's mostly in my thumb, but you try and do anything without your thumb. And it was so bad the first night that it would wake me up. I would wake up yiping in my sleep because I had reached without thinking and tried to pull my blanket or adjust my pillow. Planting potatoes next week, only in buckets. Oh, good for you, Mama. I don't have a green thumb, Willows, only outside. And then it's hard learned stuff. Be right back. So I made my brooder today. Excuse me. I made my brooder today for my 10 chicks. It's a video on our half acres homestead tomorrow. And for the regular folks, you'll see that the title is My Free Amazon Chick Brooder. That should get people's attention. Hey, Kat, how's it going, International Cat and CSM? Ooh, John. Hey, Crazy. Hi, Monique. Last I heard they're doing all the things that we do every day to stay alive. But I'm telling you, okay, so was I talking about chickens and property, or was that on my Patreon's live stream? Hey, Lynn Smith. So apparently, they've upgraded our status in our county to not being able to have chickens under 5 acres. And these chickens are my civil disobedience because I've raised everything on this property. And they can't tell me different. I also have a project coming up to see if we can't overwinter 2 laying hens in a custom-made coop in our mudroom where the freezers are over winter. Hey, FYI, how's it going? That title will get attention, but I know what it is. Exactly. That's the whole point, right? It's like, it is literally clickbait. But everybody in the know on a regular basis that's around me knows exactly what it is, right? Hey, Sandy. Yeah, we're doing well. I'm having a hard time with my arthritis, but now that the ice storm is over, I'm feeling the pain less. I just have to be kinder to my hand. It was working pretty good today until I built put my brooder together. My free Amazon brooder. So, anyway, that's what else have I got to do? Life. It's just life. We're going tomorrow to pick up chicks. Saturday morning, we're going to pay our dues at the Lustville Dragway Racing breakfast. We're going to go pay our fees for the year and have breakfast with everybody. And then that's Saturday morning, and then we're probably going to be boiling sap for the rest of the day. We're going to try and get everything ready after we bring the chicks home tomorrow. We're going to try and get everything ready to start boiling as soon as we get home on Saturday. Because we have enough there. We probably got an entire day of boiling, so it might be even Sunday. But you'll get the footage. So, I'm so excited. I haven't had the beep, 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 beeps in my office in a long time. I've never been to a race. Well, these are just drag races, right? Will Briar come help me and Howie help us what? With the sap? Oh, God, no. It would cost me too much money. I'd have to go get him. And then I'd probably have to pay him to come and help, right? Because he's still looking for work. I'm not allowed to have agriculture animals in our harbor community, so Oreo, our miniature Rex rabbits, has a cage in the cabin. Well, see, that's, here's my mantra, guys. I would rather ask for forgiveness than beg for permission. My land, my rules. I've raised steer. We raised a steer and goats and pigs and turkeys and geese and ducks and guinea hen and chickens and rabbits. And that's when we were on a half acre. You know what I mean? Yeah. You couldn't pay me to have a house, live in a place where there's a homeowners association, right? I mean, they went from us having garbage boxes, and the garbage boxes would get picked up every 2 weeks in the wintertime because it's cold and it can stay out there and smell bad and nobody's going to notice because it's cold, it's frozen. But then we had to get these plastic bins for recycling and garbage, and they had to pay for this fancy new truck that lifts the bins up and dumps them. But then we had to pay for a new bin, which was to collect compostables. And they would collect that. Now, A, they haven't found anybody to collect the compostables. B, what a waste of friggin' money. And C, why would I give my compostables away? We all live in the country here, right? I know, it's crazy. They're trying to impose LaPeche County rules on a community that are known for flipping off flipping the authorities the bird, right? Like, our taxes have more than doubled. We used to pay like $300 and some taxes. Our taxes are now $1,700 or something. And 27% of our tax hike is because of that garbage, the new contracts for the garbage and stuff. And 27% of that, or 50% of that, is now I'm throwing out these numbers because this is what I read, but my memory may be faulty. But 50% of that 27% was completely on the compostable garbage, which, so they did an article saying, show us convenient ways show us ways you use your compost bin that the county gave you that nobody can pick up. So I put a bright yellow printout on mine saying, leave parcels in here. Keep them nice and dry, Well, the thing is, I never asked permission either when I got chickens here. That's my thing. I never asked permission. And I ain't starting now. You wanna tell me I can't raise 10 chickens in my greenhouse or 2 chickens laying hens over winter in my front porch? You show me the law, right? You're taking twice as much money and you're taking away twice as many rights. So we're paying more money to have our rights taken away. Make that make sense to me, right? Holy crap, I have almost an acre of ground and I only pay $475 a year. Yeah. Well, ours went from a half acre to almost a full acre, right? But these taxes, the taxes, our local taxes have gone insane, just insane. And now they're trying to tell us that we can't do this and we can't do that. You come onto my property and you tell me that. See what kind of reaction you get. Because guess what? You'd have to trespass on my property to go behind my house to my greenhouse where I grow my marijuana and where I'm going to raise my chickens. You'd have to be trespassing. Now, I know Texas law and I know our law. And I'm somewhere in between. You know me? You know what I mean? That's right. It is exactly. But I got some good news. My friend Gert, who used to live across the road, has moved back. And I'm really excited because I'd go over and have coffee with her and visit and stuff. She originally lived in this house. And she's the greatest neighbor. I mean, she'll look after your dogs. She'll look after your house. She'll look at, and I'm really glad we don't overwinter. Like we went away to Arizona. And she went to feed our steer. And this thing, we got him in September. So this is what, December? He's like December, September. He was 8 weeks old. So that would have been July, August, September, October, November, December. 5 months old. This calf was only 5 months old. But he was spoiled rotten. Hey, Angie Mac. He was spoiled rotten. Red. Oh, he was spoiled rotten. He couldn't turn a light on after 3 a.m. or he's like, where's my food? Anyway, Gert looked after, the steer and the couple of goats we had. And we came home and her one eye was just this big hematoma. I said, what in God's name did you do to yourself? She said, your calf did that. I guess he got all excited that when she put her hands down, I guess she was giving him something and he came back up and he hit her and almost broke the bone. It's like, holy crap. So she had to get her boyfriend to come over and feed our calf while we were gone for the rest of that time. The face I made when they said I would be allowed to have 2 chickens per acre. Sunshine, go away today. Don't feel much like dancing. Some man's gone, he's trying to guide my life. Don't know what he's saying. How much does it cost? I'll buy it. The time is all we've lost. I'll try it. He can't even run his own life. I'll be damned if he'll run mine. Trudeau, goodbye. Excuse me. But you know what? I've gotten to the point where I no longer allow, I get feisty over stuff, right? Thank you, Linda. I get feisty over stuff, but I fear nothing anymore. Okay, that's not true. Don't call me on that. I fear Howie passing away before me. That just would, I don't know if I could come back from that. I really don't. Okay, Linda, where are you going? Hey, Sassy. True dope as bad as what we have in DC. So, from Long Island, hey, Cheryl, how's it going? So, I mean, the way I see it is we got a good run of sap. We got friends who ordered a whole bunch of chickens and feed and stuff, and we're buying off of them. Did you hear? If you get your meat, your pork and your beef from a farmer in the U.S., please ask them if they vaccinate with mRNA vaccines in their cattle and hogs. Yes, that's happening now. And make them aware. Where we got our beef is a fellow that works with Howie, and I said to Howie, mRNA, did I not say it right? Yeah, mRNA in cattle and pigs this month. Okay, so I said to Howie, I said, you ask, buddy at work, and I said, you let him know that if he vaccinates his animals with mRNA, we won't be buying. I'll live off rabbits and I'll start hatching chickens again. Because they're going to start doing it to wildlife and everything. They are not happy with getting it into us one way. They're going to be putting it in our food. That's okay, Shandy. How's it going? So I phoned Howie at work today and he goes, you can rest assured that, Buddy only uses the regular, ordinary vaccines and medicines that vets give them. No mRNA. And I said, you did tell him that if he ever did, we won't be buying meat from him. And he said, yeah. I said, and you make sure you tell him that he may have a problem selling his meat if he starts. So, yeah. Me either, EJ. Me either. Not, not for a month of Sundays. So, and I read before, just as the pandemic was starting, that the company in Vancouver, I saw a video of a doctor who begged the people of Vancouver's forgiveness for supporting it. He said, but he trusted someone that he looked up to, and that person trusted someone they looked up to, right? But at the beginning, when they were saying this Vancouver company was responsible for the nanotechnology put in the mRNA vaccines, right? They were already talking about using nanotechnology in plants. Start saving your heritage seeds. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Because our food chain has been meddled with. Hi, Sharon. Our food chain has been meddled with long enough. It is time for us to stand and say, you know what? I'll buy what I have to, but hear me on this. I ain't shopping in no AI store. I'm not shopping where I don't have a cashier or talk to a person. And I'm certainly not going to buy food unless it's correctly labeled as having that is non-GMO. And of course, half the chickens I'm getting are old DNA throwbacks. They were genetically engineered back in the 70s. They don't genetically engineer every year. They just do the original birds, and then they've been breeding since there. So, I buy stuff that's labeled non-GMO, right? No hormones, steroids, antibiotics. All of that stuff is really, really important. And we fought against Monsanto to get labeling on our products to tell us if it says non-GMO or non-genetically modified, right? Then it's safe to eat to a certain degree. But the safest thing to eat is what you raise or grow yourself, because you know what's going into that. You started that from seed, right? My brother owns a feed store, and of course he carries vaccines. I'll have to make him aware. Got to find farmer friends. Yep. And we learned you can't trust the labeling, eh? We have learned since then. So what is mRNA? It's messenger. Okay, hang on. It's genetic. What is mRNA? Good question. mRNA is a type of single-stranded RNA involved in protein synthesis. Our mRNA is made from DNA template during... Okay. Messenger mRNA, messenger RNA, which is mRNA, molecule in cells that carries codes from the DNA in the nucleus to the sites of protein synthesis in the cytoplasm in the ribosomes. The molecule that would eventually become known as mRNA was first described in 1956 by scientists Elliot Volkan and Lazarus Astrachan. In addition to mRNA, there are two other major types, ribosomal RNA, and then there's rRNA. Because the information in DNA cannot be decoded directly into proteins, it is first transcribed or copied into mRNA. See transcription. Each molecule... Okay. Here, I'll give it to you in a nutshell. They make... Shite. Do your research. But what it is they take the nucleus out of a cell, right? And now the messenger, they're tricking your body into accepting it, something your body would normally reject. They have this nanotechnology that's wrapped in fatty lipids of mRNA, which has been spliced genetically to slip past your immune system. Because if it didn't have the code, the mRNA coding, it's messenger DNA. It goes straight to the source of where it's programmed. The nanotechnology is what carries it where it's told to because it's programmed to. Does that make sense? Oh, I love your doctor. Graphene. Right. So that's to my layman's best understanding. Is there's the nanotechnology, which is programmable, microscopic programmable nanobots, right? Microscopic. And then there's the falsified genetic material that they're using to sneak it past your anything you got to sneak past your immune system should be looked at, right? I am rhesus negative blood. Okay. When I had Arthur, I had to have Rogam shots to technically hide my child from my immune system. You know, when you get morning sickness, that's your body going, oh, I'm sick because I got a parasite. Kids are parasites. They're not part of you. They're just inside you. You're just feeding it. If you take it out, it wouldn't live until it's ready to, right? But when you have negative, rhesus negative blood, and you have a baby with a positive mate, which Arthur's father was, after I had a miscarriage when I was younger, and that woke my body up. It sent alarm bells going through my immune system. Danger, Will Robinson. We had a near miss with a parasite, right? That's what my body does. So the next time I get pregnant, my own body attacks the baby if it's a positive baby. So you had to get a Rogam shot to disguise the baby so that your body wouldn't attack it. Okay? So that's the problem though, Linda. You look up these spike proteins, right? Now listen, guys, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional. You guys got to look this shit up, okay? But the spike proteins that they used in the shot are now replicating, and they've got nowhere to go. There's tumors popping up, and because your immune system has now been fortified by 3, 4, 5 shots, and I think it's up to 5 shots now, your immune system is now completely artificial. Because it has, in the course of those 5 shots, it's replaced your natural immune system. So if you have any latent, everybody carries cancer cells in their body. But if you have any latent tendencies towards that erupting into cancer, your immune system can't fight. So there's a lot of strokes and heart attacks in young people. There's a lot of reoccurrences of cancer and all that stuff going on. I have A+ and have lupus autoimmune. Well, see, you're positive. If I was positive, I could have a baby with Howard because he's negative. It only works when the mother is it only attacks when the mother is negative and the dad is positive. Do you remember back in the day when they used to make you have blood tests before you got married? Because who would want to have to lose every single baby they ever had? Right? What's a bunch of shit? Donna, what's a bunch of shit? My mom was R negative and I had a yellow tint. Howie and I are both negative, and Briar still got jaundice. Right? So, oh yeah. So, I mean, it's gotten to the point where advertisements used to grab our interest and make us want to buy things, to advertising twisting things around so that we're afraid not to buy things. Okay? We've gotten to the point where clinics and doctors and all of these things have gotten so big that it's really hard to have a personal relationship with a family physician. And it's really hard to trust one if you haven't had them for a lifelong physician, right? The blood tests were not for rhesus factor. Oh, okay. Okay. Just don't get any more shots. We need you on the team. Who? I didn't get any shots. I have lost trust in the medical industry. Yeah. Like the last time I went to my doctor and saw my actual nurse practitioner or my physician, they said, you need your blood work done. And I said, why? Well, the last time you looked like you were pre-diabetic. And I said, yeah. So I said, I'll eat less, less carbs and more, like less complex carbs and more fruit. And she said, and your cholesterol's, your cholesterol is, in the range where we'd like to, treat it preventatively. I said, no, I'll eat more oatmeal. If I'm going to die and have a heart attack, I'm going to do it. Okay? I'm not going to let them put me. Howie! How many medications are you on? How many medications are you on? No, seriously, rough estimate. 6 or 7. I know it's more because he's not counting his puffers and stuff. So they're giving the animals the jab, yeah. And it was raining, I would send one of my dogs to see. Well, the thing is they wanted to put me on diabetes meds preventatively, meaning it's not an issue yet. And cholesterol medicine preventatively. And I said, no. Do you know why? Because once you're on them, you can't go off. It becomes a medical emergency if you can't go off. It's like my mood disorder drugs. If I knew then what I know now, I would have given up alcohol and picked up marijuana a long time ago. I probably wouldn't have been on depression meds for 30 years. And my body, all those pain meds and Valiums and Libriums and things that I'm allergic to or resistant to or sensitive to, that's all because for 20 years, they tried to find out where the pain was coming from in my hands. And throughout those 20 years, from the time just before Briar was born, until he was like 25 years old, 20 years old, they kept trying different pain meds on me. And then one would work, and then it would stop working, and I'd become allergic. And another would work, and it would stop working and become allergic. Add that to I've had at least 11 surgeries. So I've always had post-pain drug care issues. So you want to put me on more drugs? I'm down. If I could get off my antidepressants, I would in a heartbeat. But it would take a medical intervention. I'm already working my way off of the lorazepam, and I have muscle relaxers. Those are my 3 prescriptions. And I'm not. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Exactly. Right? So yeah, I'm going to have to knuckle down at some point soon and go on my green juicing cleanse thing, my green juice, the lemon ginger blast for a couple of months, and then go in and get my blood work done. And when the doctor says, oh, looking okay, that's pretty good. And I'll say, okay, bye. I've heard that, Laura Higgins. Quit sugar and sugar and complex carb. My son thinks I'm gluten intolerant. It's not the gluten, it's the glyphosate in the wheat. Because I could do einkorn wheat, and it's wonderful stuff. Now, if I eat sugar, I pay, especially in my hips and ankles. Yeah, exactly. So I'm actually really looking forward to fresh green season. I'm actually thinking of trying to figure out a way of starting a lettuce tower. Like I can put kale and lettuce and stuff in it and grow that for my juicing. No, it's not. I've made einkorn. I've made einkorn from. I've made bread from einkorn flour. It's just stickier. It's the kind of flour that Ma Ingalls used to use. Everyone says, "Oh, they used to live on salted pork and cornmeal and bread." Well, yeah, but everything back then was really bloody organic, and they didn't have a lot of complex carbohydrates, and it's prepackaged food that kills us, folks. Seriously, the closer you get to nature, the better it gets. If I hurt more if I have sweets, I don't eat much sugar. Yeah, I plus my pee smells weird when I eat sugar, like there's an infection. Really? The only time my pee ever changes smell is when I've been eating a lot of asparagus, or I've been on a lot of medication. Like if I've been in the hospital and had, IV drips and all that stuff, it gets, Anyway, folks, it's been 40 minutes. I have a video on how to make bread with einkorn wheat on our half-acre homestead. But it's bloody expensive. I wish I could get einkorn wheat and grind it myself. But, there's only so much stuff that people can afford to do. So hi, Cal. How are you, darling? Hi, Dimebeth. And like Angie said, when I made my spreadable butter with butter and sunflower oil, she said, "Bev, the sunflower oil, Parkinson's, yada, yada." I said, "Look, it's between the devil and the deep blue sea. I can't afford the butter." Did you get the butter, dear? No wonder the groceries were so cheap. We can't afford butter, and I will not buy margarine. So my in-between place is spreadable butter made with either butter and either sunflower oil or light olive oil. And I don't add salt. So you're actually cutting the salt in half. Natural sweeteners such as stevia. Right. Thank you, Seashell. I don't know. I don't know Willow's Garden. I know monk fruit sugar is good. Your pee smells because you're trying to get rid of extra glucose in the body. Okay. Right. Well, I'm going to see if I can get some stevia plants, because that's something I could just dry and boil with my marijuana when I make my tea. And then I wouldn't have to add sugar. Yeah, the butter and olive oil mix is really nice. I have figured out how to put a roof rack on top of my boat for my potato containers and veggie tub. Good job. I'm a honey girl. I hear you, Gingerly. I have honey, and we miss. We're thinking of getting bees again, but probably won't be this year. Well, there's just too much going on. Yeah, monk fruit. All right, folks. I'm going to start putting my cards away. And now this is time for people who don't want to join in our non-denominational prayer at the end. If you want to leave, there's no judgment. We don't subscribe to the fact that people can judge each other. We subscribe to the only person we can judge is ourselves, right? Oh, and I got an itch on my back. Hang on. Gotta pull the old bra down. Oh. And this is where we You know, you connect to the source of your personal faith, and I'll connect to mine. And we'll come together somewhere in the in-between, heart to heart, hand to hand. In the light of God's love. Because, you know, that's where my faith lies, that God is good all the time. God is all good all the time. Anything else is just whispers from the other place that want you to doubt it. Right? There you go. All right. Take care, honey. So for those who are leaving, mwah, take care. God bless. For the rest of us, let's do some deep breathing. Clean out the sludge. Breathe in the fresh. Let's open the window. Some fresh air in. Breathe deep and push out hard the negativity. And one more deep cleansing breath. Hey, God, creator and one source of all, how's it going? Thank you, God, for letting me know that my arthritis, as painful as it can be, is only temporary, and I shouldn't let that stop me. Thank you for bringing all our friends together here, and where we come together and we share information and we share love and uplifting things and sometimes crap. Some folks are having, you know, I'm grateful for everything, God. I'm grateful from the moment I get on my feet in the morning. So that's not an issue. I do my gratitude list daily. But God, there's a lot of people out there that are having a hard time finding ways to be grateful. We just want, you know, there's people with hurt pets and sick and ill you know, partners, or they're sick and ill themselves, or they're alone, or they're elderly and neglected, or addicted, or all of those things, God, that keep us from turning our face to you because they're so distracting. God, we lift all those people up so that the sunshine of your love can pour over them like warm honey and give them respite from their daily struggles so that they have the strength and the reason to say thank you so that they can continue to keep putting one foot in front of the other. It's all we ask, God, is that your presence in our life keep us ever grateful. Amen. Shalom. Peace be with you. Merry meet, merry part, blessed be, miigwech, shalom. Walk in the light of God's love. Whatever your language is, when you talk to your higher power, doesn't matter. Just keep talking because he's always listening. Take care. God bless.